Hello YouTube. So similar to the gameplay, like post commentary things I did on the matchups for OP16, figured I'd do something similar for the starter decks that are coming out, for the starter deck meta or whatever is coming out for the new decks. Um, so I've been playing just some of the special queue, the ST31. It's not like that competitive. Obviously, the rank is reset and everything. Um, I have been able to just play like Rosie and just win through everything. A lot of that is probably me being comfortable on the deck and people trying new decks and trying new things, obviously. But I will say so far, none of the new decks feel like a bad matchup. But obviously, it's new, the learning list of being figured out. But so far, it seems like everything is just like favored. I'm 12-0 or 13-0. These things are never entirely accurate. Um, but yeah, I've beat like 4 Kuzans, 2 or 3 Kid, one of each of these old leaders. Um, yeah, everything seems like pretty chill for Rosie so far. Kid is a grindy matchup. They both games. I will say I didn't decide to do this new little series again until like after my first few games. So I didn't record like my first Kuzan game, these Mihawk games, or these Kid games. Unfortunately. So hopefully we run into more of those, so I can try to show those. And obviously these aren't new, so this video, like, take everything that I say and do with a grain of salt, because I'm still learning these matchups as well. This is kind of more so preliminary testing. You guys are learning it with me, but I show what I've been doing, and obviously it's worked so far. Not that again that really means too much. Um, but yeah, as far as on today, I mean the title will say, but today's is Kuzan. There's been quite a few Kuzans on the ladder. Um, as far as the list goes, it's basically the same list I've been running, except I did cut one Rosie searcher for one Borsellino, just to try to test it out. And so this is the list I've ran for every single one of those games. I just wanted to try one Borsellino uh for matchups in general. Like, it's really good in the Kid. Um, and then I was considering making this change. I have one more tournament in Peoria before Stardex come out, so it feels really stupid to change my list for that when I've won the last two with my same list. But considering making this change for Peoria before Stardex even out, just one Borsellino, it's been pretty decent. Um, I do think I miss weenies sometimes, but I think overall should still see them more often than not. When I say weenies, I mean like any of them, just for Sokka, so I can have a free hit whatever I Sokka. But yeah, this is the list I've been running. One card different than what I have been running for all of OP16. Um, but yeah, it's been good. Borsa's been pretty fine. Obviously, I need a lot more games with it to decide if I actually want to play it. But yeah, so we can just get into the games. I got 3 Kuzan games. Back to this screen for the little background music. Um, Mulligan that hand. Yeah, we lost that, so I think we do want first in this matchup. Just want to do your standard Rosie curve. Take that to try and find a promo law. Miss it, so just get a Rosie law. Generally they'll play the 3-cost 3K. That basically draws them a card for free. I don't remember exactly how it works. It's like trash any card, search 2, and then their leader draws one. Something like that. It's not a new card, but yeah, the Sengoku. So trash an Isho. It basically tells me he has another Isho, right? Because they're always gonna play that on 5 if they can. So I know I'm getting Isho next turn. There's not really a way to play around this card. You just kind of have to accept it. Draw Sokka and Tashigi, then draw one. Play Kobe, see if we can find a second Rosi to find promo. We can't take a Sokka because Sokka is like one of the best cards in the deck. And then from here, our turn looks kind of meh, so we're just going to go 5-5. There's not really much else to do here. You don't really need both your weenies, so it's okay if he gets to free clear this one. Just get extra cards. And he actually ends up taking both if I remember correctly, so it's actually just 2 life, which is just really good for me. Trash 2. Yeah, just instantly get rid of my 2Ks. You don't need that much counter in this matchup early. This deck is not very aggressive. They need to get to the late game to start actually pressuring you. Cycling that Mama could be a mistake. Mama's actually pretty good in this matchup. But I just love free countering when I can. And I think you will often get a chance to... they will often have a rested character for you to Sokka anyway. I'll go 3 at it just because I have extra Dawn. My thought here is, do I want to play Kobe or do I want to play Rosie Law in Twin 7? I decided to play Rosie Law, and then I think I decide I want to play... I had a reason I wanted to play Kobe here. I don't remember what it was. Oh, I think my main reason was if I swing 7, I'm not sure that Riplaw would be live next turn if they gave me 2 cards. So I think that was honestly my main reason. I'm down to get 1 card, and then Riplaw will most likely still be live next turn. And then I might as well like get a free search, and then if he does decide to attack this Kobe for whatever reason, then I still have another weenie to attack with the Sokka. Add a second Rosie Law. Not really worried about anything, just free block. If he doesn't want to turn Isho, might as well not give a card. And we don't really care about him turning the Isho because we can just leader effect for our Rosie, of course. Once they get bodies like this though, Isho does become #1 priority to kill, because if they can minus it and then have a bunch of other bodies to swing at it, that's probably really bad for you. Like I said, probably because it hasn't happened yet, but that's because I kill Isho on sight with Sokka. So you can make an argument he's just not even supposed to turn this Isho here. Honestly, going into my Sokka turn, I think he even knows I have it. I'm pretty sure I searched it. So I think he's supposed to just pass. But people are learning this is also like a fresh queue basically, because they just implemented started at queue. Which is why all these games, I'm saying, take everything with a grain of salt. But he actually doesn't swing it, so that's good for him. I swing 8 because he has 9 in hand. So honestly, I expected him to give me 2 cards, and then he'd have exactly 7 for Riplaw. He just takes. Fair enough. Swing 5. I'm just gonna Sokka Riplaw. Even if I don't have Mama, you still should just Sokka. You could like Riplaw Rosie Law here, but you are asking to die to Gravity Blade. I think that's the main thing that people don't understand is I say I don't care if they Gravity Blade me because I don't give them like the juiciest Gravity Blades in the world. All you do is wait a turn to play a second Rosie Law and play Sokka instead, and Gravity Blade does like so much less. So just minus that Sokka so it can't hit me. Get 2 cards out of hand. Little chunk blocker. Adds the Sokka. Oh, that wasn't. I don't actually know. I think that was the same. That's the one that's on board right now. I think. I'm like somewhat familiar with the Kuzan deck. Obviously, he's been around for a bit, but not entirely. But I think I just take. I don't want to get rid of my Borsa. Gonna want that later probably. And then I'm not really. I don't really want to go down to 1, but I don't really care about going down to 2, right? So we'll see what he wants to do here. I think he just passes again. Does he? Passing again feels. Actually, no, I don't think he does. It does feel way too slow. If he passes again, I'm just gonna like go uber aggressive. He has no Dawn up, no blockers. I'm just gonna hit him and tell him to kill me next turn. And he's not gonna kill me next turn. I think I end up just taking this, and then if he swings another 7, I think I'm just down to block. So I can sock a Mama without feeling too pressured. I'm at 9 Dawn. So I can't Borsa, but I can Sokka Rosi Law. I think I just decide I could Mama one of these Sokkas, and it'd be good because they give free Dawn, right? But I think I just decide I'd rather just get rid of this Isho. I'm not entirely sure if that's correct, to be honest. I think I just didn't want it to minus my Sakazuki. Because I don't, if he clears that, maybe this game extends a couple more turns than I want it to. I'm Mama just to draw and get Dawn off for Sokka. So I can leader effect with Rosi Law and still get a Dawn from it. So now it's just going to be 5. I think I swing 8 at the 6k here. I don't think that's correct. These should just both be at life. And I'm pretty sure I rectify that. These games are all somewhat relevant, so I kind of remember what was going on. I'm pretty sure he gives me 2-1, and then I'll decide just 8 at life, because why am I hitting this 6k? I'm trying to end the game soon. Yeah, he gives me 2-1, and then I'm just like, actually, I don't even care if this 6k dies. I'd rather kill you. So let's go life. I should have got 2-2 there. That's just a misplay on my part, but it's fine. Play over the Kobe stage. Let's get rid of the Sokka probably. We're not gonna Sokka again. And then just float one of our I love yous. I think we can live. I don't think we have to go for game next turn, but probably have to the turn after that, right? So next turn we might just like push while playing like a Borsa and something and telling him to kill us. Kind of the idea here. This Jinbei, I didn't know they were playing. It makes sense. It definitely caught me off guard. I think I actually die here if he just sends it. But he does some weird play that's just incorrect. So like this game actually should have been a loss. But people, this is, like I said, it's not going to be the best of quality. Because he'll just kind of see how the matchup goes. I obviously just needed to play it a little differently to not die. I'm not allowed to take this, obviously. I just 2k. Goes 8. 8 we might as well take because that's the same. Well, it's not the same sizing. In my head, it was the same sizing when I took, but I forgot he has Sakazuki effects. And I didn't want him to pivot to my Sokka, but I probably should have countered the 8 because it could have been 9, 9, 10. But see, once I counter the 8, to be fair, it's not too impossible for me to have the counter here. I just happen to be a little bricked up. But he decides to just kill Sokka. The problem with this is he is just dead. Like, I am just gonna go for it once all this happens. I'm like, okay, I'm not living another turn anymore. Maybe there's a world I'm supposed to play Ripple there. If I go like 7 at life with the leader, I mean, he'll just give me 2-1. Then I go 9. He probably counters that too. Don't know. But yeah, I should have lost. I was dead to him just sending lethal. But to be fair, I think a lot of the times there I will have the counter. So, just lucked out here. But that's honestly, I think that's probably the closest game I've had in all of this set. Just because he could have killed me with the YOLO. So again, what could I have done differently there? I'm actually, let me think about this last turn. Didn't actually fully plan it out. So I Saka'd. I mean, technically, if I just don't play Rosi Law and I float one more Dawn, right? Is that ever correct, just to play around Jinbei for game? It might be, to be honest. But then he just splits on all of his characters. But maybe that's fine? Question mark? Also, I only went to 9 Dawn. Is there a way to... No, because I Whiplawed, right? Yeah, no, I definitely Whiplawed. Oh, he's on Buggy too, I just noticed. Okay. He's probably just testing out both different top end, I assume. I just don't play the Rosi Law. Float 2. I get to also play stage, so I get to cycle the Rosi Law out and search for maybe another I Love You. It's just like, if we do that and we only have these 3 bodies, and he plays like a blocker and floats some Dawn, are we actually threatening lethal? And are we actually living another turn with Borsellino? I'm not sure that we are. Huh. Yeah, I mean, got lucky. I'll definitely try to consider Jinbei lethal in the future. Yeah, next game. Win dice roll, same guy, go first. Mulligan this. Find the promo law, just play Suru because we're trying to find Rosi Law. Add Sokka, it's the only target. Trash the departure, don't need it that early. Top deck Rosi Law. Sometimes decks are just built for you, you know, the heart of the cards with them. Thinking on the search. Garp in Ice Block. That's the 4K counter, I believe. Garp, that's the new 6 cost Garp. Just take. This should be 7, I think, but I wanted to float 1 in case I got a. Actually, no, I do think 6 is correct because I think he's gonna take at least one of these 6s anyway. So I don't think going 6-7 matters, and I want to play around a first life trigger if I do go 6 with leader and he takes to get value with my law. So I'll go 6-6. I don't actually expect him to take 2 cards. These Kuzans like to take pretty aggressively. And then I do get a searcher. I add stage because I like having extra Dawn late game, and stage is what enables that. Plus filter, obviously. Here, kind of expect Isho, but I guess going second, they do this is probably better for them than Isho. That Sokka is probably better than Isho, maybe. Anyway, we just Sakamama it. Get rid of his Sokka. 6 with this first to play around triggers. I think there's a couple different triggers, like Grab Blade and one other one that can interact with our 5 cost or lower technically. I think the 6 costs are safe from triggers in this matchup. We'll see if I'm correct at some point if I ever get punished, I guess. G-Blade. Sure, he did nothing with his turn. Again, this is why I don't really care. Obviously, if we just played another Rosie Law, that G-Blade hurts a lot more. But even then, it's still probably fine, to be honest. Actually, no, it would hurt a lot more because he'd still have the 8k, right? So, kind of down to stay healthy here, but I'm also down to take. I'm not okay. I decided to take. I think either one is fine. So in my mind, this turn, the play was looking at my hand before I topped like the Riplaw. It was probably just play Borsa. Then we topped like Riplaw, so now it's like do this, leader effect, Rosie Law, Riplaw, pass. You know, swing 5-8. I think he has 8 in hand or 9. He has 9 in hand. So I swing 5. He gives me 1. I think I swing 8 before Riplaw as well, just because he has 1 Dawn up. So I expect it to be the event. That event basically gets 1 card out of hand when they use it, because you play it, trash 1, draw 1. So now he's at 7. Rosie Law, Whiplaw. Got one of the 4K events. That's really good. That card is basically this deck's main counter. They play like a decent amount of 2Ks too, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know the numbers yet, but I think they play a decent amount. But I think that's like, what, 2 or 3 of those in trash already, so that's really good for us. And now I think he's just in a really hard spot. He has no pressure. He might get 1 life this turn, or 1 card out of hand, either way. And if he G-Blades again, like, he again is developing nothing. So I'll just play 2 bodies again, and he still only has the 6k. Starts 5. I just free block. Again, I'm not too worried about. Honestly, I'm down to chunk block. With my Law, Whiplaw is like my favorite card to chunk block with in this deck. It doesn't actually turn sideways that much, just because like it's only a 5. You know, it feels so awkward to swing with. More often than not, I just block with it. So I'm down to block. I'm also kind of down to take. I'm not too scared either way, but I decided to block, which I think is fine. And then when he has 3 Dawn, I kind of expect Kobe blocker float 1 here. That is what it ends up being. We want to develop the stage. We see a Sokka and a Rosie Law. I think at the time I kept baiting myself that I need to play this Borsa. I think even though I want to test the Borsa and I think it's good and it has been good for me in a lot of games, it's definitely correct to just play Sokka, add Sokka and play Sokka here. He doesn't really have a board. Even if we're just getting rid of the 6k, it's another body off the board while developing an 8k. And it gives us another free swing with our searcher. So it's definitely just Sakazuki here. Again, this is how you play around the grab blade. If you just add Rosie Law there and play Rosie Law this turn with like a promo law or a Borsa, then G Blade hurts a lot more. That's not to say you never put 2 Rosie Laws on board, obviously, against blue, because like you still do. But you just have to be smart about it. Like this board state, if I get G Bladed, it's not that good for me. He has an 8k and a 6k at that point, and my board would basically be the same. Wouldn't be the end of the world, but it would be a decent tempo swing for him. Whereas this, I get to develop an 8k that he's not going to be able to get rid of, and get rid of the 6k, and still play another body. I will say, as I've always said in these videos, I don't pay the most attention when I'm playing. I'm always having something on second monitor, doing something else. You'll see that in a sec. I come back to after he thinks for a bit on the counters, and I'm like figuring out what I want to do. I just press N-turn. Forget to play the promo law. That's my mouse show indicates. um, it doesn't matter. We're so far ahead that it's fine. But yeah, I definitely meant to play promo law there. Alright, Garp into Sokka. We've seen it all before. Galdino. And then I'm still not scared, obviously. So I was just gonna take the 0, but once I got the I love you, it's much cheaper to counter. And then I'm just gonna be able to double Borsa and be super safe while still having the option to have another event. I also decided to get Whiplaw. Do I actually play the Whiplaw here? I think I do actually. Alright. Ignore everything I just said. I mean, not actually, but like, yeah. I was a little mistaken on what my plan was here. But Whiplaw is always good. Because I'm still just not dead in this board state, I don't think. My plan here was 7 at life, and then he gives me 2 cards, and I go 10 at Sokka. And then he goes 1 card in hand and dies next turn for sure, and I float with 3 blockers. Or it dies. And then once it dies, I'm feeling confident to swing this Rosi Law. But I didn't really. I should have, like, I wasn't actually thinking ahead about what I'd do if he took, because I just didn't expect him to take. So once he took, I just immediately instinctively swung 8, I think, at life. Sokka. Just threatening a 10, which doesn't really matter. It'll be easier. So I just win 8 here, but I really, he's dead next turn, like, for sure, no matter what, I think. So I'm just not gonna swing my Rosi Law just to be super safe and make sure there's no way I die. But that means, honestly, I should just go, like, at least 9. Even if I want to float 1, it's fine. I should go at least 9 at life with the Sokka once he takes at 7. I can threaten 9-9. He probably just takes it at that point. It's fine. Then he's at 0, right? And he's probably dead next turn. So that should have been a 9 for sure. Arguably even a 10, but definitely a 9. But either way, we're in such a dominant spot. Just doesn't really matter, I think. He's still probably die next turn either way. Kind of fast forward a bit. Swing 6, 2K. 5. I say fuck it and free block. Swings 8 at the Borsa. Just block and take life. Again, I'm not too concerned about anything here. Jinbei. And I think he just ends up sending lethal. Obviously, at this point, we're just never dead to the Jinbei, so it's fine. Goes 10-10, take. X Drake, I love you 2K, and GG. Yeah. So far, this matchup just doesn't seem that bad. Lose dice roll, go second. I actually think this hand is fine to keep in hindsight. Because they pretty much, I mean, I don't know how consistent it is, but they seem to always have Sengoku on 3. Which means they're going to have 7 in hand for Riplaw. So you could just Riplaw on 4, swing 5 into the Rosi Law. So I actually think I should keep this hand. I just didn't realize at the time that Riplaw would be live right away without him having to take. Even then, they might take it if they don't, they might take the first swing even if they don't have it to play into it anyway. So that hand's probably a keep. But we mulligan into an even better hand, to be honest. Here again, I kind of bait myself. It might be fine though. Like it is good card even in this matchup. Sokka's just a better card, but I take the Borsa because it's a one of. Kind of like a weird chap to play around with deck building. Like, should I pick this Borsa? Is it an argument to not even play the card if it's gonna bait me like this? But again, I'm not sure it's necessarily bad here. It's just that you probably do want a Sokka, so if we don't find one by our 8 dawn turn, it's gonna feel really bad. But either way, we'll see how it plays out. I add the Borsa. I think I'll just add the 2K here because I already have a Rosi, and the only thing I'm really trying to find with it is a 2K law. And I think there's a decent chance of it whiffing, so I don't necessarily want to add 2. I might even end up countering this. Yeah, I don't even want the 2K law. I'm just gonna counter, stay a little healthy, because their swings do get bigger later, and to see if I can play around a Isho on curve. Start stage. Now we add the Sokka, just to have it for later. I don't think it's Borsa. There's arguments for sure, but now it's just lead effect, swing 6, play promo law. So yeah, play around Isho by countering that first swing. I think once he does that, I'm down to just take. Because he's not really going to Isho me next turn, right? I will say that Bluegrass is annoying. It draws him. It's basically Cavendish for this deck. And it gets rid of a weenie that I would like to... I was sitting there worried for a second. I was like, that's not getting rid of my law, is it? No, it's not, thankfully. Small argument to play Suru here, just to have a weenie for my Sokka next turn. But I'd say it's probably not worth it. If we had any other weenie, definitely would play it. Again, maybe I'm supposed to have that Rosi in hand still. But we played around Isho, whether you had it or not. So it's probably fine either way. He just decides to grab blade. Fuck it. Once he does that, I decide there's not really a reason to take these hits. I'm not looking for anything. My hand is really good. So it's 2K, and then I'm just gonna Mama the 5. Free card is free card. Sokka this. We're gonna rip loss, win 5 at it. This motherfucker, I don't even want to say it's troll, because he has no board, and technically once he gets a swing with it, it will draw him those cards back. But then once he does that and I riplaw him, like that just has to hurt. Like he just lost like 5 cards that turn. But honestly, again, I don't even know how bad of a play that was from him. Like he has so many in hand and no board, and it draws when he swings with it anyway. So like I get it. Like I could see an argument to even swing with it this turn. Will he? I don't know, but I think at this point I just take. Need to try and find some better plays. I do make a miscalculation with my Dawn here. I thought I was gonna be able to Borsa plus promo law here, but I think in order to do that I had to swing 6, not 7. So I swing 7 thinking I'd still have enough Dawn. Because in my mind I -1 here. Get rid of 2 Dawn to get 2 back with Borsa. Then -2 more, get Dawn back with Sokka and play promo law. But I don't actually have a way to -2 more. So I can't get any back with Sakazuki. So that really should have been a 7. Um, and here I realized my mistake. So I don't get to play the promo law. It should have been a play promo law turn. So I just decided to play this. Add Borsa. We're kind of past the Rosi law stage of this game. Make it a blocker, pass. And obviously I'm new to this card as well, so I'm still getting the hang of using it properly. Free block I think is fine. Not really under any threat. We have a law blocker if he tries to push one of these. I do decide to just block that because if his leader swing isn't too big, I'm down to counter it. And I don't think he's ever actually pressuring our 8Ks with his leader swing. So yeah, I'll just 2K that. Swings another 5. Once he does that, I'm expecting like a Garp double play over that Sengoku. It's actually ice time. I actually need to fully read this card quick. I kind of know what it does. So it's one card basically because they draw that one card back, so it's filter. And then 2 of my characters don't attack. So it's like a worse Gravity Blade, but a little cheaper. So, but it works on like non-6K bodies, I guess. Here again we find Ripple just wins so many matchups, so many games. Card is insane. So these can't swing. The play now is definitely Borsa Riplaw. And then I decide I'll just play the promo law too. Why not? Just go fully wide. I don't want to stage like I normally would because I want to be able to Borsa and still go to Tendon. So just play 3 bodies there. G-Blade again. Again, when they do events like this, they're not doing anything, right? And I actually decided to take because I don't have a law to get to like chunk block an 8. So I don't want to block there and then let him just hit my Borsalino. Swings 8, I again decided to just take. Sokka effect, swing 8 again. I think blocking here is probably not too intuitive, but I think it is correct. Trying to figure out a way to explain why. We don't want to be at 0 because that leads you to a lot of cheese death. Like it's easier to die to some cheese card when you're at 0, just in general. And I don't have a good card to counter with because I actually want Mama to get rid of one of these Kobes so my Sokka target dies, basically. Is the gist of it. So I just block. That Borsa's not too important. He has 2 of these, so we don't need a Mama right away. I'm just gonna go 8 at it. See if he wants to try and defend this like he did earlier. He does decide to do that. Now we're just gonna Mama this. Swing 8 at it. Dies 5 at the blocker, so it's not there. Next turn. Stage. Leader effect. Get rid of the departure. It's not, that law is not live again, unfortunately, but it's fine. It might be later. And then we make Borsa a blocker. I don't think they really have a good way of dealing with a 7 cost and a 4 cost blocker. Swings 8. I think I just blocked, to be honest. Again, I'm not actually in a rush to finish this game. Like, he has no pressure. So I'm down to keep dragging it out a little bit. No need to YOLO lethal next turn when he has that many cards in hand. And our 6K body just doesn't matter. Another Garp. Play just a Borsalino blocker. I think the basic plan here was to Borsalino and maybe just play Riplaw as a vanilla blocker. Which means I have 7, means I have 4 Dawn to attach. 3 if I want to float 1 for I love you, which I probably do. So that's just like 9995. But I don't want to start the 5 because technically we want to scare him into us killing him. So I think I'll just start 9 here. And 9 also has the benefit of if he does just decide to take, he plays into Riplaw. And then we can actually get Riplaw for value. I don't think he should take, but I think I've already Riplawed him twice this game. And he's just not respecting the third, I think. Um, but yeah, he just takes it. A champ. I don't even know what I ripped, but technically I shouldn't stage. I have nothing I want to cycle, and I wouldn't. It's not a free Dawn because I'm gonna -2 for Boris at the end of the turn if he doesn't die. But I go 9, Pheasant Beak, and then another 9. If he counters this 9, I'll just play Borsa, pass, float 1. Might even be an argument to swing 6 because 9 would be his whole hand, so this Borsa dies. And at that point, I probably do stage. Okay, yeah. So technically, I go 9 here. And if he ever takes, like if he ever counters, I should just immediately stage and see if I'm finding a natural counter card. And if I am, pitch I love you swing 6 for the Borsa to die. Play our own Borsa. But he does just concede. He doesn't have the counter. Even if he does, it's a very losing position for him. But yeah, I don't know. This matchup, again, people are figuring out the decks. They're figuring out the list. But I think this matchup, the only reason it could possibly be scary is because of Gravity Blades and stuff. But I think, well, that's not even true. I think Jinbei is what makes it scary. If they go like double body into Jinbei, that's probably like the guy did the first game. I think they're supposed to be racing us, basically. They don't want to get into this. They're Gravity Blading, they're giving me infinite time to get value while I can just get card advantage back because I'm yellow. And play Borsalinos and Rosi Laws. So I think they're supposed to be like double develop, Jinbei, threaten lethal, and try to race while not dying with the counter event. Obviously that just means I need to see Sakamamas theoretically. But yeah, the matchup seems fine. Even if they start doing that, I don't think it makes it bad right away or anything. And again, you'll see. Like I said, Gravity Blade is the most overrated card against Rosie. You just don't play into it. Like just be smart about how you're playing. I kind of miss third Rosie sometimes, but Borsalino's been really convenient sometimes. So I don't know. I'm kind of fucking with this list with a little change. But we'll see. Time will tell. Still got more testing to do. Decide if I want to stick to this change. If I want to wait to do this change until starter decks. If I want to try and do this for Peoria. Again, I'm just having a really hard time convincing myself to change my list for Peoria after winning back to back with the same list. Like, why change? I don't know. Um, yeah, we'll see. Said I'm trying to do this like I did before with all the new leaders, all the leaders that got changes and updates. I forgot to record the games I played at the start of this, like I said. So the only other game I actually have recorded right now is the Red Green Luffy game. Obviously, I'm not trying to record these games. I already have the matchups on these. So I'll keep queuing randomly whenever I feel like playing and have the time to play. Try to find Kid, Mihawk, Luffy. And then if I ran into another leader that I decide to record, but I don't actually know if there is another one off the top of my head that is relevant. I think Sabo's like I'll probably record just in case. I'm not entirely sure how good that deck has become. If it has become good. Um, Katakuri is like think just a free matchup for this deck. And probably not meta relevant in the slightest. Whereas like all these decks have like potential to be somewhat meta relevant. So it's probably good to know how to play them. Play the matchup. But yeah. That is this video against Kuzan. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to ask in the comments. And peace.